going on, everybody? Going to make some Hutzel Brod bread. This is a Pratt recipe for a German bread here, a fruit bread. And my little girl's gonna help me. And Hannah's over there, or is Hannah gonna help me today? No, Hannah's not gonna help me, apparently, but I'm sure she'll help me soon. Are you ready to make this bread? You got a thumbs up for it? It's a Christmas bread, a fruit bread, a German Hutzel Brod bread. It's just nuts and dried fruit inside a loaf of bread. It takes some time to do. It'll probably take us all day to do it. We have to let it rise. We have to put the bread together, let it rise, and put the bread in the pan and let it rise, and then fold it down and let it rise some more, and then finally you cook. So it's an all-day experience. Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. In a pan, we'll scald some milk, add a half a cup of lard, half a cup of sugar, and a tablespoon of salt. And we're gonna cool and then add that yeast. All right, so we're gonna turn the oven on, and got our milk in here already poured, and we're gonna go ahead and heat it up. Is it getting hot?
No.
We're gonna heat it up until it's about to boil, or it is boiling. And then we're gonna let it cool down and add in some other ingredients. So now that the milk is scalded, we need to add in a few things. We need to add in a cup of sugar. Stir in the sugar here, not that yet. We're gonna add in some sugar, thank you Genevieve. And we are also going to add in the lard here as well. So here goes, oh actually this is not lard, this is some Crisco oil. So the recipe calls for lard, I just go ahead and replace it with Crisco oil. As you can tell, the temperature of the milk is 200 degrees. Now this is not the temperature you want to just throw your yeast in. At 200 degrees, your yeast will just, it will die. And your bread will not rise. So you want to make sure you cool this scalded milk down to an appropriate temperature, about 100 degrees, before putting your yeast in there. So your yeast doesn't die. No one likes dead yeast. As it's cooling, I'm going to go ahead and take this mixture and pour it into a glass bowl like this. Okay, if I can get all this here. Go ahead and pour it in here. Into this glass mixture, I'm gonna put a teaspoon of salt. Now, position this thermometer back in here. While the mixture's going down, we go ahead and start activating the yeast here. Here I have a cup, and I'm gonna pour 2 cakes of yeast into this cup. If this yeast doesn't get activated, everything fails. So you want to make sure this yeast activates. So we're going to take our thermometer here. So we want to get this water till it's exactly or close to 105. Sits there. Fill and pour. Dissolve it into the mixture here. Get it all in there and dissolve. Our milk, scalded milk, sugar, butter, and salt has cooled down here. That mixture has cooled down. We have activated our yeast here, and now that it's cooled down under 100 degrees here, I feel confident or safe to go ahead and pour the yeast mixture into here. So there's that, and then we'll stir it together. mix the yeast into the sugar and milk. We want to add 1 egg. Whoop. We are going to shift some flour into it. Now, do you need to shift the flour? Not really, because you're not mixing anything with the flour. We just want to do it just because we're having fun, right? Right, Genevieve? Are we having fun? And I like to shift flour. So shift, 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 shift. All right. There we are. Shift it up. We're gonna shift 3 cups of flour into this mixture. Here's 3 cups. 1, 2, 3, 4. That, and you get rid of those some weird chunks. A little bit. Oh yeah, there you go, Genevieve. You got it. You got it. You're my master. Good job, Genevieve. You gotta get it all the way. Turn the bowl. There you go. All mixed in, the dough is ready. We need to let it rise and double in size. And while it's rising and double in size, we'll get started on part 2. We are going to start the dry mixture here. We're gonna have take 1.5 cups of dry fruit. You take a cup of raisins. Got a cup of raisins here to put in there, and 1/4 of a cup of sugar here. And we need 1/2 cup of water. We're gonna take the 1/2 cup of water. We're gonna put it into a pan here. We're gonna take a cup of raisins and lower them in there. We're gonna take our 1.5 cups of dried fruit mixture. 1/4 cup of sugar and put it in there. Turn the heat on. We will in a little bit. Here's our dried fruit mixture with the raisins and everything. We're gonna you're supposed to use a cup of pear preserves, but unfortunately it's very hard to find pear preserves nowadays. So we're gonna have to use fig preserves. You're gonna get a different taste, but sometimes when times change, you just gotta change the recipe a little bit. No problems as long as it's something you enjoy. So with that, here we go. We're gonna pour a little bit of pear preserves in here.
Spit, Dad.
Also inside this flour and nuts mixture, where we have 4 cups of flour and we mixed in 1.5 cups of mixed fruit. All right, thank you. All right, so we also want to put a tablespoon of salt. A tablespoon of salt. And all right, it looks like our dough has risen and doubled in size, and now that it's doubled in size, we'll get started putting it all together and letting it rise some more. We're gonna put in the fruit mix with the flour. Put the dried fruit, nuts, and flour mixture into our sponge that has risen. I'm gonna put it all in one bowl now.
Hey, Claire, no.
She wants to sleep.
Tell Daddy night night.
Good night, guys.
See you at the park.
the dough is good, nice and kneaded, I'm going to grease up a bowl here, the inside, and then I'm going to place the dough in the bowl, and then once that's done, let it rise again for about another 2 or 3 hours until it hopefully doubles in size, and then we're ready to put them in the pans. I find it hard to let this dough rise very much, but it rose a little bit. But we're now time to split it into thirds. We'll take each third, place it in one of these, and we're gonna let it try to double again in size overnight before we cook it. Yeah.
Now you're floating it really high. That big one.
I'm gonna put some over here. Weigh these two. Alright, obviously this one's less, so I'm gonna take some more of this. Kind of put it over here. There we are. Got in the thirds. Take a little flour.
We need a roller pan.
Roll it out. Hang on, Jerry. We're gonna make it a little bit twice as long. We want it to be a long.
I have to do titties on this?
Huh?
We do titties on them?
No, not cookie color. Alright, so there's a 9. So it looks like we need to go out some.
Let's put titties in the thread. Put titties thread.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put titties thread.
So there's about 4. That's about 4. So we want to get something like this. And we're going to take it and we're going to fold it so at the front overlaps here. Like a log.
Yesterday.
Alright, shh. I'll fold that in. Alright, and once you're done with that, you grease the pan up.
Oh.
Then you just want to securely. There you go. Now we're going to take this, set it aside. Do number 2. Grease the pan. Pan's greased. We want to roll this out, Genevieve. Kind of start with it on belong shape. Hang on, Genevieve. So now we'll just want to fold this over.
I can't touch it.
And this over there.
I can't touch it.
Yeah, because your hands aren't washed.
Nope. I'm on the wash.
Alright, I got a little log. Take the log. Place it in the pan.
Maybe do me with a thread.
Perfect. Look at that.
Let me do me with a thread. Put it in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh.